as you're now moving into your month of July where that is concerned, and in many ways as you look at your month of July, dear ones, at what is transpiring in your third dimensional realm outside of, and your traditional beingness in the third dimensional realm outside of yourself, on your earthly plane where you reside, where that is concerned, and looking at the traditional aspects of your month of July, or what you call your independence where that is concerned, looking out at yourself in the cacophony of the third dimensional realm, the mythical aspects of the third dimensional realm outside of yourself where that is concerned, the menagerie of the mystical aspects outside of yourself in the third dimensional realm. What in many ways, as you move into the month of July, you're moving into an independence within yourself where that is concerned. In many ways, what your month of July signifies now, dear ones, is a midway point where that is concerned. As you moved into the depth and breadth of your heart space, claiming all the aspects of yourself, moving through the wounding and all the aspects of yourself, as we have led you to, and many have led you to where you can now speak your truth and be who you are where that is concerned. Your month of July begins a period of time of claiming your independence where that is concerned. Your independence from attachments to the third dimensional realm outside of yourself. The independence of you as an autonomous, loving, authentic, transparent adult where that is concerned, without any attachments to the third dimensional realm outside of yourself. And it's about now looking at those attachments once again where that is concerned, as you're moving into an independence of the self, moving into a reality of self, moving into the truthfulness of self, as you look at what is transpiring in the third dimensional realm outside of yourself, the illusions of what is transpiring in the third dimensional realm outside of yourself. And the question we have for you, what illusion are you living in where that is concerned? What illusion are you still holding on to where that is concerned? Are you moving into the true aspects of the beingness of the Christ consciousness, the self of peace, love, community, harmony, and equality where that is concerned? Or do you still look outside of yourself, blaming and shaming and projecting outside of yourself of what they're doing, what that person's doing, this wonderful and most glorious soul is doing, and looking at all of that and your attachments to all of that? Where is your independence, dear ones? Where is your autonomy, dear ones, as the wonderful and most glorious soul has moved on a personal path within the depth and breadth of your heart space? What are you holding on to outside of yourself? What attachments are you holding on to outside of yourself in the illusion of the third dimensional realm outside of yourself where that is concerned? Are you moving into the full autonomy of who you are, the individuated adult where that is concerned, the moving into the depth and breadth of the heart space of you independently, dear ones? So as you move into your month of July, as you look outside of the illusion of the third dimension realm, where independence is personified, independence is the illusion. Where are you now independent within the depth and breadth of yourself, energetically? Where are you independent energetically from what is transpiring in the third dimensional realm outside of yourself where that is concerned? As we said to you many, many times before, dear ones, what is transpiring in the third dimensional realm outside of yourself is affecting you, is triggering aspects within the depth and breadth of your heart space. For, therefore, you are inhabiting the third dimensional realm. But if in fact you followed a pathway within yourself, moving within, releasing layers of wounding, looking at all your attachments to the third dimensional realm outside of yourself, looking at your obligations in life to others, where are you now moving into a place of independence within yourself, which is the theme of your month of July, dear ones. We ask you to look at where are you independent within you as the adult? Where are you now differentiating between the adult and the wounded child? Where are you now opening your heart space to you, claiming your needs, claiming what you want? Where are you claiming you, dear ones? What are you holding on to in the third dimensional realm outside of yourself? For in many ways, fighting to be right, fighting for survival. For that is what you see in the third dimensional realm. That is what is being perpetrated in your third dimensional realm right now, through the shadow period of the third dimensional realm outside of you, where that is concerned. Where you're independent from that. As you observe what is transpiring and asking yourself the question, as we have asked you many, many, many times before, what resonates for me and what doesn't resonate for me? Were you fighting, dear ones, to be right? Were you fighting for your independence? Looking outside of yourself, fighting for your independence, as opposed to moving within and nurturing the wounded child that will set you free and independent for what is transpiring in the third dimensional realm as you chart the courses and navigate through a new life of being who you are, a new life with the Christ consciousness intact where that is concerned. Or you continuing to blame and shame others for your plight in life, thus dependent upon what is transpiring outside of yourself for validation, dear ones. So as you move into your month of July, dear ones, the theme of your month of July and what you're on the course of is your independence. How are you navigating what is transpiring in your life? For many in specific relationships in your life that you're having right now, it is bringing up the old, it is triggering the old, it is activating the old inside of yourself, the old behaviors, the old habits, patterns, rituals, and behaviors, and many are navigating through that as you move into your month of July to claim your independence within yourself. So many are looking outside of themselves and being triggered by what is transpiring in the third dimensional realm, in the macrocosm of the third dimensional realm, and in the microcosm of your own life and the relationships within your own life where that is concerned. And what is being triggered is essential to be triggered. What is being activated is essential to be activated. And now it is up to you to choose to look at that. Choose to heal that. Choose to nurture what is transpiring outside of yourself and differentiating from the wonderful and most glorious soul or wonderful and most glorious souls who are triggering within inside of you and saying, thank you. Thank you for being that catalyst, that mirror that is triggering what is coming up inside of myself to look at, to release. So your month of July is a month of releasing the old, a new depth of releasing the old. What is the old that needs to be released inside of you? What is surfacing inside of you that you can now look at that held you in separation from others, in isolation from others? Because what frightened you were the feelings that surfaced inside of you. And you would run away from that in order to repress and suppress those feelings. The layers are moving within, are getting deeper, dear ones. If in fact you are choosing this pathway. You are moving deeper and deeper into the depth and breadth of you to free yourself and move into an independence within inside of you where that is concerned. So as you come to you at this wonderful and most glorious moment in time, just keep in mind, dear ones, where are you attaching yourself to what is transpiring in the third dimension realm? What are those attachments? We have asked you this question many, many times before. But it is important to understand, dear ones, that there are attachments. Self-worth, self-value. I'm attaching myself outside of myself for self-worth and self-value, for validation of who I am. Where can you now declare your independence by saying, I know who I am, I honor and value and love who I am, and now I am moving into the independent, autonomous, authentic, transparent adult who can now take full responsibility for me. You see, dear ones, as you move into independence, you move into a greater depth of taking responsibility for you. We will say that again, dear ones. As you begin to move into and reclaim the depth and breadth of who you are, stating your needs, setting your boundaries, expressing yourself truthfully, authentically, and transparently, and reclaiming your independence, you move into a greater depth of taking responsibility for you. And then, in turn, look outside of yourself with those with whom you're in relationship with and asking, are you taking responsibility for you?